Good morning, Dr. Masood. Can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Uh,
Dr. Musaed Albehairi with you, yeah.
yes, Dr. Masood, Dr. Musaed M, Albehairi, Associate Professor, Art Education Faculty Member, College of Basic Education, Kuwait. He is going to present the impressionism between the effect of light and relief printing lines.
Yes.
Yes, Professor, you can start.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone who's listening to me. As I've been presented as Associate Professor in the College of Basic Education in Kuwait, in the Art Education Department, my research is related to art education practice with my students. I will share the screen now. Is my screen on?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Okay. The Impressionism between the effects of light and relief printing lines. Here we can see that this research related to Impressionism movement, art movement. So I'm dealing here with the effects of light because it's this movement famous of light and color, and how to present it in relief printing. And the lines here, because of the block printing, produce more lines, and you will see that in the result. As introduction of this research, Impressionism first, for everyone who maybe is not close to the art field, is an art movement that changed the art history, and the words modern art came up in the art history because of the Impressionism. So it's changed everything in the art, the elements, the way of producing artwork, the light, colors, the subject matters also is different, totally different from the previous subject matters. As everybody know, is that before that was the religious subjects, and there's another classic subjects and romantic subjects like that. So Impressionism changed that to make their subject related to the society, the people, the landscape. It's more about life. Here we can see there's like even Van Gogh is a post impressionism, and Van Gogh also, always familiar in this contemporary art now. Everybody know who's Van Gogh, and so I came up with an idea how to produce the original work of the Impressionism movement or Impressionist artists into the relief printing. Relief printing is the two service way, like the one under, the one above, and do the engraving. And that's in the block printing, and the other one is the monotype, which is the plastic plate. We apply the the ink, and then just try to remove or erase some areas, so the picture came up clearly. Okay, so that's the experiment. I will call it experiment because for my students, they didn't do that this kind of work before. So I always repeated for them that this is an experiment or exercise, experimental for the students. It's not nothing serious here. So just to make them, relax and make their work more naive. The research question: how can the spontaneity? I mean by the spontaneity is the make it everything direct. Don't make it very rough and very accurate. No, make it direct. I mean the lines and the drawing and transferring the original work to the art process that we are doing here. So of colors and lines to achieve the work of Impressionist artists in print through application of two techniques. One of them are monotype, the other one is linoleum block printing. As I said, the monotype related to the plastic plates, and the block printing related to the linoleum block printing. That's we engrave it. Before this study, I was dealing with the students with subject matters that really, for the current time, that's related to celebrities, pop art, and something they like, because they're young, they are students. I really want to change that to make things like more original, more related to something in the art history with the richness, and they agree, to when they saw that impressionist artist work through the history. And also there's a lack of lessons in art history classes, as I see through the years in our college. So it's better to introduce Impressionism as an art movement through the practice, so they can learn about history through practice. My aim, for them is to study the style of Impressionists. So the style, I mean by the style, I mean the direct apply, direct drawing, direct painting, and identifying the artistic values and the aesthetics dimensions. Because there's a great value in the Impressionist work. If you go through that, you will see that this movement is different from the other art movement. And now we also use more than color and direct drawing style to enrich the path of color and its different direction by sanitizing the monotype and block printing. This enriches the field of manual printing in educational field. I mean, in this point, in education, in art education, we always related to art education, so more education and less art. It's different from the fine art. So here, the educational way is how to study the subject matter of these artists, who presented their families, presented their society. So there's a great value in the work. Developing the expressive ability of the students by combining my style, I mean the idea, the printmaking, and the understanding of the the technical education that I talked about just now. My methodology is analytical, descriptive approach. And it's pure practice-based research and applied by undergraduate students, art education students by experimental process in College of Basic Education in Kuwait. So this in our college, I'm teaching in this college. This college is different from other universities. Just to let you know, this college, everything is divided. We have the female students and the male students. They are divided in two buildings. And here in this research, I'm dealing with the female students, not the male students. So just I want you to know that this abilities related to female students, not male students. The research stages, I have two stages. One of them, first, of course, theoretical. So it's better to let the student understand the movement first. It's better to understand it, to absorb the history of it, and then I get to analyze the paintings, their paintings. I mean, the Impressionist artist paintings, why they are valued, and what's the great elements in it, and how to focus on the strongest part of it. So that's why it's important for me that the students analyze the original work. They can see it very clearly. So they after that, in the practical stage, they will transfer the same lines and same elements. They will not add anything. So if we add things, like if the students add anything, add any element, or this elements will change the values of the Impressionist work. That's why I'm very strict that this work transferred to this research practice exactly as the original one. And the practical one is, we are dealing with the drawing, coloring, and engraving and printing. So each student, I have about 23 students in the class. So I splitted the class in two groups. One of them doing choosing one of the artist work and produce it in monotype process, and the other part or the other group is dealing, of course, choosing one of the work and dealing with it in a linoleum printing process. So two process and both related to printing, but it's going to be a different result, as we will see on the next screens. The literature review, to be honest, I struggle to find anything practice related to that, but most of them are dealing with, like here, Norman Ipnick, he's dealing, his study was dealing with the fingerprints, printing with the fingerprints, and he related to that subject that it's about the Impressionist. But it's not exactly the thing I'm doing here, because I'm doing two kind of techniques in one process. And there's other also studies related to that printing process. Some of them dealing with the wood techniques or wood service. So that's also different, but it's related. I can go through that, but it will take time. Like Chalabi and Griffiths and Schmidt, this is the studies I went through. Why the Impressionist? You know, as I said at the beginning, that this movement is very, very important in art history. And it happened in France between 1860 and 1890. And it's about, you know, techniques. It's about art values like light, colors, line, and they want to copy the nature that's around them in their paintings or on their canvas. So that's made everything different than the before the art movements before. I went through a very with my students in a very, very important stage, which is understanding and discussing. I found that very important if you are like students, if you are a teacher and students. This connection should be always related to discussing, you know, because if we discuss things like colors and art values, many ideas will came up. So we discussed, I made this model or chart, what you call, it's about how the Auguste Renoir did his painting. What's it look like, and what's the element, the values there, and the how many hues of blue colors. You know, how he came up with these colors. Everything is charted here. So it's better to let the students know they are dealing with more. You know, it's not pure color. There's more blending process in it. The practical steps and analysis of the research. I took here two students. One of them choosing John Sargent on the left, and the other one choosing the Henry Toulouse-Lautrec on the right. So the one with the left is dealing with the monotype plates, and the one on the right dealing with the linoleum printing. And you will see the process is different here. And as we see the coloring and printing, the coloring we're using pastel. So pastel is never combined before with the printing. So this is for me, this is what's new in this research. I'm combining a material that's dealing with in the field of painting, not printing, and produce a work that's combining the printing and pastel together. So students first, they are coloring with the pastels, and then doing preparing the surface of the print. The left, we can see the lower side, we can see the monotype. It's a plate, and we apply the ink, and then with a Q-tip or, you know, the cotton buds, we are removing. It's like erasing the areas that's empty inside the paintings. So by removing it, it's like a drawing. Other than, you know, the process on the right, which is the linoleum print, is engraving. So they engrave the surface, which is the linoleum. The linoleum is very soft, like a rubber, you know, and they are removing the one they don't need to expose the lines, and the result is you can see the result of the right is the linoleum one, and the left is the monotype. The linoleum one is good, but if you lost any lines, we can see in the top of that, some lines are moving. So we cannot change that because it's block printing. Other than here and the monotype, we can erase, we can change, we can erase, edit. So it's more flexible. But both are good for me. And more results like this, for this one for Paul Cézanne and Edgar Degas, we can see the lines here is affecting, this is the printing lines. If you can see the original work, you will not see the lines. So the printing process adding more value to the work. Okay, it's copying the subject matter, but adding more values. So the lines adding a lot to the work. And here also in Degas' subject, we can see the line is very bold, very thick. It's there, like very clear. In my conclusion, I really appreciate the results of this study because I'm combining two process and two materials that never came before in the history of research. The linoleum block printing and the monotype as a process, and the material as the soft color, soft pastel color, and the printing. This is not. This is kind of something new. There is a lot of results, but I don't have time to discuss it here. But it's more interesting than the original work because of the line effects. And by the end of that, for me, I answered the question by applying the experience of printing to the students who benefited greatly from the experience, as they gained more information about Impressionism movement when they understood the philosophy and study and the style of the Impressionists. They are analyzed the color and line and lights of the original paintings and try to absorb it and then produce their own work. So they came up with something different but original because they came from original painting. And this process added more artistic value and at the same time educational value, because they started with something strong in art history and became and using it in art education process. This references I used in the research, and thank you.
Thank you, Professor. So actually, we need to ask one few things. When you mentioned the research based on the students who are especially in the female 20 students, I see in your sample. So
yeah,
why you select the especially in the female students for this project?
It's not selected. It's we have like semesters that I teach in the male college, and there's other like the one with in this research I am dealing with I'm teaching in the college of the female college.
Okay.
And this divided it's not very common in Kuwait, to be honest, because most of the universities are No, it's a blending, you know,
Ah,
everyone
okay.
together. But this is my college is like they having different approach, you know, to make like the females getting more comfortable together.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, so
Right. That's regarding the Kuwait culture and your system. It's they are different,
yeah, but
operating
it's not.
styles.
Yeah, it's only this college only, just to
Okay.
keep the values, you know.
Right, right, right. And
Yeah.
after doing when you are doing this and you show the ancient one after you are teaching the students, there are students outputs. So uh, what kind of impression build for the students then they are when you are starting maybe they have some kind of ability, but after you teach in this project and you maybe it's what's improved then uh, how they are the how the students I mean the students response about uh, this work.
Uh, Actually, when I started the idea, uh, they know some of the students they know about the art movement, but not exactly dealing with it. You know, if you like go through the history like a book and you see the work, you said, okay, yeah, it's nice. But now this time you will deal with this lines and art values. You know, so that's what scared them before at the beginning. But when they deal with it like in a process as a practice, it's become more, you know. Close to them. They understand it more. They love it. So after this research, I took most of the work and I waited also another course to make a similar practice. And we combining all the works together and we made a show for the students.
Okay, okay. That is the final, final your target to make
Yeah,
for the output for the students. And
yeah.
how many months or how many how is the time period you put to
It's
improve
the course. Yeah, it's the like it's a one semester. We're talking
one
about
semester?
yeah, we're talking about maximum 4 months, but it's less.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, Professor. Thank you for your presentation and output.
No
And
problem.
if you, when you are doing the show, if we have any kind of video regarding the students' output, you can share with
Yeah,
us to send our
yeah, of course.
channel everything so that we can do because it's special for this kind of presentation and for improve their commitment to students commitment to future
Mhm.
their study. uh,
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Masood.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Good luck.
Good luck.